Okay. We had Jose Leclerc, Jonathan Hernandez, Luke Farrell, and Cody Allen through today. We're still waiting on Mike Minor.
Okay, so did you get any? I mean, obviously Luke and Cody. What were your impressions of your four guys today?
I'll start with Jose Leclerc. I thought early on, the fastball command was a little sideways. A little mechanical adjustment. I thought he did a good job. Kind of later in the other two at bats, he did a good job of kind of redirecting. His fastball looked good. I'm standing kind of right behind. It's a view I don't normally get, so it's actually kind of nice to stand right behind like that. But the ball was coming out of his hand good. I thought the command was a lot better later on in the at bats. You look at Jonathan Hernandez. All I can say was absolutely filthy. He faced four guys, struck out four guys, and only one guy made contact on a foul ball. Standing behind, looking, his command was probably the most impressive. He's got elite stuff, as we know. Upper 90s with a ton of movement on his fastball. Really good slider, and I thought his changeup was really good today. But the command, he was hitting his spots, throwing the ball up and down. It was almost unfair at times. Executed a lot of really good pitches. Luke Farrell, I thought he did a good job. Used his curveball quite a bit today, something he's been trying to work on. I know he typically uses his slider as his kind of go-to early in counts, but he uses curveball a little bit more today. He says he has a good feel for it. Punched out Willie on a 3-2 curveball. Struck out Danny on a 3-2 curveball, but down. So I thought those two executed based on the hitter was really, really good. So overall, I thought he threw the ball really well. And then Cody looked pretty good. He was, I thought his slider was a little bit side to side, but once he got kind of going in the at bats, his curveball actually looked a little bit more north to south is what we want. But his fastball looked like it had a little more life to it, and executed some pitches.
How do you view Cody Allen?
I mean, it helps to have the experience, knowing that if something happens to some of our other guys, that he can do it. I don't think I look at him. I don't want to put that on him right now. I'm pretty comfortable with Pico, Leclerc, and when Montero gets here, him as well. But the fact that Cody has done it before, I think helps a lot to know that we could go to him if we had to. But obviously he's got to he's fighting to obviously make the team and try to impress us to be on the club.
You raise your hand.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried just because of the lack of competitive ABs that he was able to throw. He was a guy that the first time he faced live hitters was the other day. So that was a little bit scary, considering a lot of our other guys had faced quite a few during this off time. But, what we saw in spring training is a lot of what we saw today. Just the focus. You can see he threw a strike slider to, I don't know if it was Rugi or somebody, but he was upset that he didn't execute it the way he wanted to, even though it was a strike. I think he's kind of moving past just throwing the ball over the plate to actually executing his pitches on the corners a little bit. We still want him to throw the ball over the plate because his stuff is elite. So we know if he throws strikes, he's going to get a lot of outs just because the stuff is so good. But it was very, very encouraging to see both last time, he was throwing strikes, and today he was really, really executing his pitches very well. Yeah, he was probably the one guy that I was worried about the most just because of the diabetes. So, I've definitely talked to him. As soon as I found out, I reached out to him just to see how he was feeling, making sure that he's taking all the precautions and making sure he's communicating with our staff as far as how he's feeling. Like you said, with the underlying conditions, we want to make sure he's taking every precaution necessary to keep himself healthy. So he said he feels good. He doesn't have too many symptoms. Hopefully it stays that way. And obviously we'll support him through it and continue to communicate with him on a daily basis.
How would you describe it?
I think it was exactly what I was expecting. I was expecting a little bit of difficulty. I thought overall the schedule that Walk and our guys and our coaching staff put together, they did a good job. Everything kind of flowed smoothly. There wasn't too many people in one area at one time. I felt like from a protocol standpoint, it was pretty good. Obviously, I feel like we can always get better. Guys are kind of hanging around each other. But that's something that, our players and our staff are going to police. But overall, I thought it was a good day. We got our guys in. We're still waiting on Minor to clear. But, that's kind of comes with the territory with the situation we're in right now. I didn't expect any day to ever go perfectly, as planned. So we're just going to wait and we're going to adjust. I think that's what the theme of camp is going to be, kind of roll with the punches and bob and weave. If he doesn't pitch today,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit of a setback because we want to keep him on schedule. We want to make sure that all 5 guys would get 4 outings. As long as they throw. Lance throwing yesterday gets him on track. Mike throwing today. We can adjust, and Julio will adjust. Mike will adjust, but we'd like him to throw today. So we're going to kind of wait around, and hopefully we get news soon, so we can get him out there.
All right.
It was a good adjustment. Leclerc threw his 3-0 count, threw 2 fastballs right by him, and then he made the adjustment to kind of get on top of the ball. It's funny because we have data on all our own guys, so we can kind of give our own hitters and our own pitchers scouting reports on our guys. So it's going to be interesting to see as we go along who can make an adjustment against each other. There's a lot of trash talking going on in the clubhouse at times when, especially when you have a little bit of success against somebody. So I think as we go, we're going to see a lot more competitive. I think right now the pitchers are a tick ahead since hitters haven't really seen the pitching for a while. But we're going to see that kind of flip maybe a little bit at times. So I love to see the competitiveness. Not one guy on there, went through the motions today. Everybody was really competitive against each other. I don't know. It's hard to say anything's weird now. I'm kind of expecting weird. I'm expecting things to be different, and I don't think you're going to surprise me or shock me with any kind of news as of right now. So I can't really point to one single thing that was weird, but I just think the whole situation is different, and we're all that's kind of our theme, especially as a staff and players, and we got to stay positive and just kind of like roll with the punches, take things head on, deal with it. I think that's kind of our motto right now.